0, 1. Let's get started.
Why they stopping me?
Bye, crypto bro.
What's going on, crypto peeps? It's that guy again, Ball Deep Crypto, coming at you with another stellar piece. It's Meridian 2025, so you know we're going to get into it. You know I like that Kool-Aid extra sugary, so I'm going to drink it up. Let's get into some news that happened today involving Stellar and Cheesecake Labs. We've highlighted them in a video, talked about what they're doing in a previous video. Check it out somewhere in there. We're talking about Meridian Pay, the first ever smart wallet built by the Stellar Development Foundation and Cheesecake Labs, as we just said. So it's going to showcase what's possible on Stellar. Now, what it hopes to do is leverage Stellar's broader ecosystem, which is increasingly geared towards tokenizing and handling RWAs, as we consistently talk about on this channel. We, the royal we, talk about how they want to tokenize every asset in the world. Larry Fink will tell you. I've been telling you. Again, let's just get it out of the way. This isn't financial advice. I make $20 an hour. So if you're taking financial advice from me, I think you're smart. But that isn't what this is about. I'm not trying to do that for you. I'm trying to give you the keys for you to put into your car and start your own engine. So take it or leave it, not financial advice. Now, Stellar itself is obviously a leader in the RWA adoption. They're highly focused on it. Whisk, Protocol 23, Sorabon, they came to play. They're not playing. I've been telling you that. Stellar is not playing. They're looking for institutional capital flowing in, to live assets, tokenized treasuries, obviously with Ondo, which we'll get into that in a second, and bonds. I mean, bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. If it's money, they want it. If it's tokenized, they want it. If RWAs, they want it. If it's a stable coin, they want it. If it's peer-to-peer, they want it. If it's CBDCs, they want it. Stellar, XLM. You know I'm all about it. You know, obviously this wallet, what it does is, you know, it demonstrates its RWA utility, you know, integrating with Stellar. You know, it supports RWA tokenization for payment assets, stable coins like USDC for fast transactions, investment assets, tokenized bonds, equities, and commodities, as we just said. Meridian Pay taps into it by allowing seamless, low-fee transfers, making RWAs more accessible for remittances, aid, UNHRC, which we know the Ukraine, or investments in emerging markets. So its recent launches with Certifuge, DE RWA, announced at Meridian 25 highlight this with 20 million in anchor investments for tokenized treasuries. While it doesn't directly tokenize RWAs itself, that's handled by platforms like Centrifuge or Stellar's asset issuance tools. It serves as an entry point for users to engage with them online. So there you go. Centrifuge, which also works with Ethereum, I believe, is a focal point on that. But here we are. You know, it'll move, obviously, the XLM native token, SUSDC, Stellar's USDC, and other stable coins for payments. You know, represents BTC, ETH, you know, and all that other things we can do on the Stellar DEX, which is cool about Stellar. They have their own DEX. Tokenized real-world investments such as DE Treasury, a DeFi version of Janus Henderson's short-term U.S. Treasury strategy, so you can get into some short-term treasuries through it. It can do the DEJAAA, a DeFi AAA-rated collateralized loan obligation strategy. This can be traded 24/7 via Stellar DeFi apps like Aquarius, Agua, shout out to them, and SoraSwap, borrowed or lent on Blend, or used in yield-backed savings on DFindex. So there you go, Stellar, all in one, people. This is it. They're going to be NFTs and collectibles. I mean, you get swag. They can be claimed. QR codes are transferred to other Stellar wallets, and that's the thing about it also. It's integrated with the other wallets. So Trading or selling happens through transfers to other users via the SDEX orders by seller offers. It's inoperable with other Stellar wallets, like I just said, so you can move assets out for advanced trading. There you are. So that's what this wallet's going to do. It's opening the door. It's bridging, you know. You got Centrifuge. It's not a wallet, but a platform for RWA tokenization. It's similar in enabling trade of assets like tokenized invoices or funds. Tokenized invoices, that sounds like XTC. Shout out to XTC. Love them. Now on Ethereum, they use MetaMask to interact, trade RWAs, blah, blah, blah. You know, Ethereum, you know how I feel about that. Trash. So there we go. Shout out to Stellar on that. Shout out to Cheesecake Labs. They're doing big things. As we just talked about, we were talking about it yesterday. Ondo, speaking at Meridian, and what do? They come out today, and they say what? That their USDY is now live on Lobster. If you know what Lobster is, it's obviously a Stellar app. If you want safe, yield-generating asset backed by U.S. Treasuries, there you go, Ondo. BlackRock, stablecoins, RWAs, yield-bearing. You've got TradeFi. You've got U.S. Treasuries. Everything we just talked about in that previous about, you know, the Meridian Pay app. Now you have it here. Lobster, USDY, Ondo, RWA, tokenization, Sorabon. It's a game changer, people. The SDEX, everything else. You know I love it. You know I love it. Now, shout out to Double Agent XLM. I know you guys are thinking I'm riding this man's hog. I'm not, but the man is putting it out. I got to give respect where respect is due. And this dude, Stellar dude, the dude abides. I abide, you know what I mean? So he's being very dude right now. So anyways, Fireblocks wants to be the new Swift, he says. As you can see, there's a 45-minute attached here. You go find it in his thing. I'm not going to put on a 48-minute video. I do that by myself. Sorry, these videos are long. Shit. Anyways, as you can see, Ron Goldie is the SVP Payments and Network Fireblocks. He's also going to be a speaker or in attendance at Meridian. So shout out to that. Shout out to Fireblock. Now, what Fireblocks is, it's a leading and institutional digital asset infrastructure platform founded in 2018, specializing in secure custody, wallet management, and transfer solutions for cryptocurrencies, tokenized assets, and blockchain financial products. There we go. It does serve over 1,800 institutions, including banks, hedge funds, and exchanges, managing trillions in digital asset transfers annually. There we go. Its key features include multi-party computation for keyless wallets, compliance tools, and API integrations that enable seamless operations across 60-plus blockchains. So there we go. They are just trying to be Chainlink. Probably going to be them. It sounds like it's for the EU as well. So it emphasizes on security, zero hacks since its inception, scalability, and bridging traditional finance, TradeFi, with decentralized finance, DeFi, which we know Stellar's hitting hard. What does Fireblock aim to do for Stellar, you're asking? Because that's what we're talking about, right? It aims to enhance Stellar's ecosystem by providing institutional-grade infrastructure for tokenized assets, payments, and cross-border settlements, making Stellar more attractive for regulated financial institutions. This involves integrations that enable secure custody, compliant trading, and scalable access to Stellar's network. As you know, Stellar wants to be compliant. They want to be obviously secure, so they want to be somebody that's known as a secure, compliant, scalable network, which they are. You know, Stellar is also focused on tokenization of capital markets, stablecoin payments, and bridging fragmented payment systems. It positions Stellar as a settlement layer for global finance. Ooh, I'd love to hear that. Now, as we don't shout out to us, the royal we did a video the other day. We talked about the 21X, which came out and obviously integrated with Stellar. Remember, we showed you Stellar was on the highlight of it. It was on the printed out page of it. It was in, 21X, for anyone who doesn't know, it's Germany. It's a regulated EU exchange for tokenized securities. It's expanding onto Stellar with Fireblock support. This allows institutions to list, trade, and settle tokenized assets. They're going to tokenize everything, people. Bonds, equities, on Stellar's blockchain in a compliant manner. There we go. So also we've got Fireblocks launched a global stablecoin payments network in September of 2025, integrating with providers like Circle, USDC, and banks. Now we know that Circle, Stellar, they have a good partnership. This means for Stellar, this means easier onboarding for institutions to use Stellar's anchors for fiat on and off ramps, which we know Stellar has plenty of anchors all over the world. This looks so much like Amazon, doesn't it? Like they have just laying the rails. They've got anchors. They've got Stellar does everything, you know, cross-border, RWAs, yield, TradeFi, DeFi, peer-to-peer, person-to-person, UNHCR with the the aid. They work with CBDCs, banks, compliance, ISO 222. I mean, on and on. This is, dude. Come on. If you see me in person, you know that I like Stellar a lot. So let's be real about it. I'm probably just too much on the freaking Kool-Aid on this, but God, it's so appealing when you actually look at you get a little dive into this, shit. Anyways, now custody and security. Fireblocks provides MPC-based custody to secure tokenized RWAs on Stellar, enabling issuers to launch assets at scale without managing keys. This ties into Stellar's growing RWA ecosystem, as we know. Sorbonne, shout out to them. Protocol 23, you already know. Fireblocks grant programs and protocol integrations, including Stellar's fund innovations such as stablecoin projects on Web3 development, accelerating Stellar's adoption into Europe and beyond. Europe, MiCA, this is where they're at. The EU, 21X, Germany, part of the EU. There we go. Why Stellar? Now they ask, why did they pick Stellar? Well, obviously it's ISO 222 compliant, which I was just popping off about. It's got a proven payment track record and low fee scalability, make it ideal for regulated tokenization and settlements. 5,000 TPS with Sorbonne's new Protocol 23 upgrade. 5,000 transactions per second. Fireblocks sees it as a bridge for TradeFi with strong ecosystems for stablecoins and cross-chain interoperability. Now, the impact for Stellar would be a boost in institutional inflows with potential for XLM relevance and regulated trading. Stellar's Q2 2025 metrics were $4.2 billion in RWA payments could grow through Fireblocks network. Obviously, you've got security and compliance. Fireblocks tools ensure regulatory adherence with the EU and MiCA with features like single API access to liquidity and on-ramps. There we go. So potential outcomes could be it could drive billions in tokenized assets to Stellar. Oh, I love to hear that. Let's go. Let's go. Positioning it as a leader in EU regulated markets and global payments, rivaling networks like Ethereum or Solana. Trash for institutional use. Sorry, they're coming for that. I say it again. I'm going to say it. They're coming for that ass. Now, risk and challenges, obviously, let's talk about them. We can't all be roses. It's dependency on regulatory evolution, the EU digital capital markets. That's going to be in every one of these because obviously it's not fully regulated. So if you believe this is going where we think it's going, then like I said, they are there and ready for when they flip the switch. There we go. So that's a little bit about Fireblocks. Shout out to Stellar Dude, Stellar Dude Double Agent. And again, now we're going to what we also talked about yesterday, Google. We were talking about it with Salesforce and how it linked up with Stellar. We had a little powwow about that, but guess what we have now? PayPal. PayPal is also integrated with Stellar, PYUSD. Now they're with Google and their AI for their payments program. He's right. Boom. Shakalaka. Nice find it. Double Agent XLM, and you get some, I don't know, you living on this thing, bro. Shout out to you. Shout out to that. Again, there he is. The dude abides. Now, what he's talking about here is another wallet, right? Wallet is adoption, is integration. It's more people. We're talking about here is this is posted August 26th, so a little bit ago. Big news. Wallet TG crypto wallet and Telegram now supports Stellar. With 100 million plus users, this integration brings Stellar right into one of the world's most popular messaging apps. As you see, wallet with Stellar. Telegram's use, he put it down here. Nice of him to put it in here. Its usage stats. Telegram has 55.2 million daily active users and 700 million active users per month, an increase of roughly 230% from 2019. Its user base consists of 58.6% male and 41.4% female users. By the way, I looked at my statistics on here. I got 100, people. Shout out to the 100. You know what I mean? But anyways, I feel like the 300. You know what I mean? Hold the wall. The Persians. Anyways. I didn't have one female watch me, so damn. Shout out to you females out there. Nobody's in the crypto world. Then I listen to the ball deep crypto at least. BDC, baby. Anyways, as you can see here, Wallet and Telegram. Today marks the start of full XLM integration in Wallet TG. Deposit, withdraw, swap XLM with other tokens, and even buy it directly with a card, all inside Telegram. Even if you don't own XLM yet, you should own it, hopefully. You could start earning it in a crypto wallet deposit Toncone get daily. Right here, earn XLM for holding ton. Right there on the page. Shout out, another wallet, more integrations, wallet, AI with Google, come on, Ondo, on and on and on and on. And also, here we go, another, damn, I'm on this dude's shit. But anyways, basically I want to talk about yesterday how we have the DTTC and the ERC3643, which we talked about. This is just basically giving you the proof in the pudding of what I put out in that other video, talking about its integration with the DTCC and how they are going to be using Stellar. So here we go. 4 quadrillion annually. DTC joins the ERC3643 Association on March 20th of 2025. It's a token standard. There we go. A leading provider of compliant tokenization solutions. Compliant. You hear that word a lot with who? Stellar. There it is. And on August 14th of 2025, Stellar Development Foundation joins the ERC3643 Association. DTCC. They handle the derivatives for the stock markets, a $4 quadrillion a year industry. ERC3643. They're part of the association. They're compliant. That's Stellar. That's who they are. Now that's the end of all of that. So what we can get into is basically what I like to say is the US dollar and how I am not a fan of it. I believe the stablecoin will save the dollar. I believe that the government is going towards more metal-based assets and treasury bonds, and I believe that the stablecoins will buy the short-term treasury bonds, which will hold up the value of that. And I believe that once there is a digital dollar, it will actually strengthen the US dollar across the world, because countries that have unstable local currencies can buy a more stable feature like the US-backed stablecoin and hold their value in there and then just swap it out to their local currency when they want to use it. This is what I believe. I could be wrong. Again, I believe, I've been thinking about copper a little bit more lately because it's still cheap. I'm a cheap person. Not that I want to be cheap, but I try to look at undervalued assets and try and see what potentially they could do. That's why I'm obviously super long on silver. I believe that silver is highly undervalued and the most suppressed metal in the world. It's the second most rare commodity in the world since the 90s. I've said this before. Everything's gone electronics. It's a conduit of electricity. It's used in missiles. It's used in everything. And it's the second most precious metal in the world. Like I said, they sell 400, I believe, current paper ounces per every physical silver. If everybody were to cash those in, the sky's the limit. And I believe that will be happening soon. And I think it's Saudi Arabia and maybe Russia that we're also adding silver to their central bank reserves along with gold. So shout out, people. Silver, it's been traded since the Bible days, just like gold. It's been traded since forever. It's always been a barter and a thing of value to trade for goods. Now, also, I want to end it on this tip here. Bank of America, has come out and said most investors have zero allocation to Bitcoin. The smart ones don't. And crypto. 67% of fund managers hold no crypto. It's still early. A lot of you doubt, oh, it's too late, it's this and that. We're talking, no, it's not. You're still early. Not financial advice. Do what you want with your money. But I'm doing crypto with mine. And that's all Ball Deep's got for you today. Shout out to each and every one of you for listening, taking the time out of your day to listen to me yibbity yap. Much love, much appreciation. I'm going to get to sleep. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I got to work tomorrow. Shout out to my coworkers that are here. If you're here, shout out. Like I always say, chase a check, never chase a bit.
Bye, crypto bro.